Alrighty, so the anniversary is not over. It's not over, but we have access to all the anniversary characters, right? We got Cinderella, we got Rapunzel, and we also got Grave. And I've used Grave a bit, and I'm going to be adding her to the overall all Nikke just tier list, right? We're gonna be putting her here, probably gonna fix it a bit because I did get some of you guys' feedback. I did get a bunch of you guys' feedback, and we're gonna be also changing it up a bit. So make sure you guys subscribe and like, and yeah, let's get into it. So first things first, right? We just updated this the other day. Grave, I think Grave isn't a bad character. I think I've seen a lot of people at first especially say she was a bad character. I haven't really seen anybody like, you know, I haven't seen that much good comments about her, right? Genuinely, I have not seen that much good comments about Grave, which is kind of laughable because I think this character is crazy. Like, I see some people saying she's bad while I also see her hitting 300 mil, no overload gear, type disadvantage, and she's doing her job of being a support. Like, she's a sub DPS. She's meant to do damage and support. But if she's doing damage at 300 mil of a supporter class character, a burst 2 sort of supporter class character at that, and she's doing that, like, it's kind of like, okay, she's kind of cooking, right? It kind of goes to show how much these pierce damage buffs matter for a character who actually has pierce, because she gets a lot of pierce. She gets pierce over here, she gets pierce here, she gets pierce here as well, but this doesn't really matter because, I mean, it doesn't matter for her because she doesn't have the pierce effect after her little burst skill, right? So it's like it's not gonna matter much, right? My whole thing is it literally, like, she's quite crazy when it comes to her job of being a support DPS, and that's it, right? I think I like the fact that she is a pierce buffer, right? Because the one thing that I had an issue with the moment I seen Grave was that she was a pilgrim burst 2, right? Not even a pilgrim burst 2, just a burst 2 character, right? Especially now with Crown. I'm sorry, I don't like to like basically say every other burst 2 that comes into the game is going to be trash, but it's going to be very hard for you to replace Crown if you have Crown, right? But when it comes to things like Solar Raid, Union Raid, or just those contents where you need different teams, I think Grave, the way they designed Grave was the perfect thing. Like, it was a good way, right? But I mean, designing her like a pierce buffer, right? Because now you have your team with Crown, and then your other DPSs who don't need pierce, and then you got Grave with characters like Red Hood, characters like Alice, characters like Snow White, characters like Laplace, characters who have that pierce effect. You have Grave with them. So I do think Grave is not that bad of a character. I'm going to actually put her in the SS tier, because this is not ranked. An SS tier is not ranked. The only one that's ranked is top 10. We're gonna fix this as well, because a lot of people like we need feedback for this, right? Or we got feedback for this and we're gonna adjust this now. So first things first, we're going to have Cinderella come down to 3, right? We're gonna have Cinderella come down to 3. Now I know I just made a video about my pilgrim ranking, and I've seen a lot of people saying Crown should be higher than Red Hood on the pilgrim ranking, and then I also seen a lot of people saying Red Hood should be higher than Crown. Now this one is where I guess it's up to me. I don't know, because it's like kind of 50-50. I don't think Crown is better than Red Hood, right? I think Crown is doing more for your account, or just the average player's account, than Red Hood, because she's literally buffing up any character that you have and making them do a lot more damage than what they were doing without her, right? But I don't really think she's better than Red Hood, right? To get Crown's full capabilities, you're going to need her to be with specific healers, right? Which is either Rapunzel, Naga, which now Naga, you can get Naga literally for free after 100 pulls on the ordinary banner, so I don't even think that's a problem anymore. Or you need her with like this Bunny Alice or whatever, right? So to get her full damage capabilities, you do need to have her on a specific team. It's not like that for Red Hood, right? I don't think Crown is better than Red Hood. Well, I mean I do, but I don't, because Red Hood is a burst 1, 2, and 3. Very good supporter at burst 1 and very good DPS at burst 3, right? Crown is just a very good supporter. So it's like, what's better, just a very good supporter or a very good supporter? Because Red Hood's attack buff is also buffing up the team's damage. Is it as much as Crown's? Not as much, but it's definitely a big buff, so I'm gonna keep Red Hood there. A lot of people, I don't agree with this anymore either, right? I've kind of switched this up, right? I do think this is how it is, right? I don't think Modernia is here overall anymore. I don't. I've kind of like grown past that, and I do think Scarlet Black Shadow is better than Modernia. I still think Litter is better than Scarlet Black Shadow. I do, but I think Scarlet Black Shadow is better than Modernia. Tia, a lot of people said Tia should come down in the rankings, and then we should put I don't know if it was Scarlet or if it was, I'm gonna go back and look. I don't know if it was Scarlet or if it was freaking Anise. But a lot of people saying Tia should come back down to SS tier just because she's not even being used anymore, right? Like, Tia and Naga is still a very good combo, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, Naga's best partner now is with Crown, which is so silly because she was basically designed to be with Tia. But the thing is, Tia, her whole kit is basically Crown's, but Crown is just a better Tia, if that makes sense. Like, Crown is literally just a better Tia. That's literally what it is. So it's like, I guess that's why people are saying put Tia down, right? So let me just go back into the comments and see what they were saying to move up. Alrighty, so I took a look and I paused the music as well. So what was told was Tia, this is what a lot of people had requested: bring Tia down and then bring Scarlet or Summer and Nice up. Someone said to bring D down and bring Rouge up, and I get that, I understand that, but I don't think D or Rouge is better than D Killer Wife. But essentially they want it like this, right? A lot of the guys on the YouTube channel, a lot of the people on the YouTube channel wanted either Scarlet or Summer and Nice to come up here. I'm honestly gonna put Summer and Nice there and still put Scarlet here. I think Summer and Nice is better than Scarlet, right? Is she stronger than her damage wise? Honestly, she could be. She could be. Not to mention she's a crazy support for electric characters, right? So I think I am gonna put Summer and Nice there, right? They were basically saying either switch, you know, what was it? I don't even think it was Scarlet, right? That's what somebody else said. They said switch it with freaking Summer and Nice or Winter Ludmilla, and then put it in top 10, and then that was like upvotes. But do I agree with this? Like, at the end of the day, I still gotta agree with it, you know? I feel like I still gotta, like, your boy gotta have the final check. So I think Red Hood as 1 is right. I think Crown as 2 is right. I think Cinderella at 3 is right. Right. And then do I have her at 4? Because I do think Summer and Nice is better than Scarlet. I do. I'm sorry. Scarlet's not that crazy for me anymore, y'all. She's just not. And you guys are gonna be like, oh, you just hate Scarlet. No, she's just not that good anymore, bro. She's not bad, obviously, don't get me wrong, but like, I promise you, use Scarlet and compare her to Cinderella's damage, Black Shadow Scarlet's damage, this freaking Summer and Nice damage, Ain's damage, Laplace's damage. Compare her to these new DPS characters in the game, right? Compare her to these new DPS characters in the game and tell me if she's still hitting hard. Maybe if you have her like Core 7 fully invested Overload gear and you're fighting against like a non-invested version of these characters, but have them on the same playing field and then show me who's doing more damage, right? Here, actually, let me show you guys. There's no point. There's no point. But yeah, I do think this is what I would say is the top 10 of the game. Yeah, I would say this is the top 10 of the game. So SS is not ranked, but do I have Grave in the top 10? That's a good question. Do I have Grave in the top 10? Do I have Grave higher than Summer and Nice? I think I might. I'm gonna put Grave in top 10. I'm gonna put Grave in the top 10. I think I have Grave even higher than D Killer Wife. I think I do, right? The thing is, D Killer Wife has great cooldown reduction, pierce damage buffing, and all that stuff. But I think Grave is better. I'm gonna put Grave in the top 10. I think Grave is better than these two characters, literally. So you guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with it or not. I don't know if people are going to agree with it. I think the top 10 is valid. for certain reasons. I do think Blanc and Noir and Rouge, don't get me wrong, I think the Bunny Girls are still good, right? But we already knew they were gonna have their fall off eventually, right? The fact that they were already always in the top 10, and it was like, oh, you need them to be with each other. It's like, I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem. But I think when Cinderella came out, and when D Killer Wife came out, and then when the Naga and Cinderella or Naga and Crown combo came out, and then Grave came, like, I feel like there's no way for the Bunny Girls to get back into the top 10, right? I feel like there's no way for the Bunny Girls to get back into the top 10 with all the supports and all the DPSs and stuff like that now. But you guys let me know, right? It's up to you guys at the end of the day, right? If next time I update this, which is probably going to be with the next character, I think every new character I'm going to come back to this, right? If you guys just don't agree with some of these and you guys want me to change stuff around, someone leave a comment and then you guys just upvote that comment, right? So for example, if someone says put E-Leg in top 10 and then I see 100 people upvote that, right? I mean, I know E-Leg is not a top 10, so like at the same time, I don't know if you're trolling or not, right? If you say put Kilo in top 10 and then 200 people upvote that, I'm not putting Kilo in the top 10 because you know, and all those 200 people know that Kilo is not a top 10 character, right? It's just how it is. So I'm gonna know, obviously. Like the only things that I would probably agree with are the stuff that I would actually consider top 10. Would I consider Rouge a top 10 character? Yes. Would I consider Anise Scarlet top 10 characters? Sure. Would I consider Laplace top 10? Sure. Right? Would I consider the Bunny Girls top 10? Sure. Right? Like anybody in these SS tier, I can consider them in top 10. All right. Anybody in the good tier, I can consider them to go to the SS tier. Anybody in the mid tier, I can consider them to go to the good tier. Anybody in the RIP tier, I can consider them to go into the good tier, right? But usually, like, I don't necessarily get bad feedback, right? I always get pretty good feedback with my tier list, right? At the end of the day, everybody's gonna, like, not everyone is gonna agree with my tier list, you know? Not everybody's gonna agree with my tier list. That's the one thing. But I do always get great feedback, right? I always get a lot of good feedback about my tier list and stuff like that. So if that's helpful, take a look at the likes, right? Hey, the likes will tell you, the comments will tell you. Usually people like the tier list because I'm not no like freaking calculator or I'm not no freaking sweat on the game, but I have common sense. I could tell you who's good and who's bad in this game. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Bye.